Have you ever used an AI and just thought, man, this is smart, but it doesn't really get me? It can tell you a ton of general facts, but it has no idea about the lingo you use at work or your team's inside jokes or even just your unique way of texting. It's like having a super genius who's a total stranger.
So the big question is, how do you fix that? How do we take one of these incredibly powerful general-purpose AIs and turn it into an expert that actually understands your specific world? Well, it turns out there's a really cool technique for that, and it's called fine-tuning. Okay, so what is AI fine-tuning? You hear the phrase thrown around a lot, but the main idea behind it is actually pretty straightforward. Let's just dive right in and break it down.
At its heart, it's really this simple. You are not building a new AI from scratch. Nope. You start with one that's already been trained on a massive amount of general information. We're talking basically the entire internet. Then, you give it this extra specialized crash course to make it a total pro in one particular subject. The best way to think about it is like a medical residency. The first huge training phase is like medical school. It gives the AI a really broad, general knowledge of pretty much everything. Fine-tuning, then, is like the residency that comes after, where a doctor decides to become a heart surgeon or a brain specialist or a pediatrician. You're building that deep, focused expertise right on top of a solid general foundation. So how does this actually work in practice? Let's use another analogy, one that anyone who's ever started a new job will totally get: training a new hire. Just think about it. When you bring a new person onto your team, you don't teach them how to read or write, right? You just assume they already have those basic skills. What you do teach them is your company's specific software, all the internal jargon you use, and the unique way your team gets things done. Well, fine-tuning is exactly like that. You start with an AI that already understands language, and then you just train it on your specialized stuff. Could be legal documents, customer service chats, medical records, anything. Okay, but here's where it gets really, really powerful. The biggest difference here isn't just about what the AI learns. It's about the time and the money it takes to get it there. And honestly, the difference between the two approaches is absolutely staggering. I mean, just look at these numbers. Building a major AI model from the ground up can take months of work and cost millions of dollars. But fine-tuning that very same model, that can be done in a matter of weeks for just thousands. This is so important because that incredible efficiency is what makes expert-level AI accessible to way more people and companies than ever before. All right, so this isn't just some abstract concept for huge tech companies. I can almost guarantee you've already used a fine-tuned AI today, probably without even thinking about it. Let's look at a few real-world examples. So in a normal conversation, the letters SOB might mean something very different. But an AI model that's been fine-tuned for a hospital using medical notes and textbooks learns the highly specialized language of medicine. It gets that SOB means shortness of breath. It's specialization in a place where context is everything. Here's another one from the professional world. GitHub's Copilot started out as a general language model, but then it was fine-tuned on a gigantic data set of public computer code. So now it can actually understand different programming languages and helps developers write code way faster by suggesting what to type next. It's like a specialist assistant just for coders. And of course, here's the one we all use every single day. The autocorrect on your phone's keyboard is constantly being fine-tuned on you. It learns the weird names of your friends, the slang you use, your common typos. It's this tiny little AI model that has become an expert in your personal communication style. That's fine-tuning in action, right in your pocket. So we've seen what fine-tuning is and how it works, but let's zoom out for a second. Why is this concept so important? What's the big picture here? And this, right here, is why it's such a game changer. Fine-tuning basically means a small law firm or a local hospital or a little startup can create its very own expert AI without needing the budget of a tech giant. It puts the power of customized AI into so many more hands, which opens the door for specialization in pretty much any field you can imagine. But, and this is a really important but, it's not a magic wand. There are some real limits. If you train an AI too much on super narrow data, it can actually start to forget its general common sense knowledge. And even more critically, if the special data you feed it is biased, guess what? The AI will learn and even amplify that bias. So the quality of that fine-tuning data is absolutely everything. Okay, so after all of that, what is the one big idea you should walk away with? If you're going to remember just one thing from this whole explainer, please make it this. It's all about specialization. It's about taking a brilliant generalist and turning it into a focused expert. It's the process that's making AI not just incredibly powerful, but actually genuinely useful in our own unique worlds. The real question now is, as this tech gets easier for everyone to use, what kind of experts are we all going to choose to create?